I want to talk about the topics on the screen here. Cheating. Number one, do you believe men or women can be faithful? Do you think that that's a possibility, or do you think that that is just a dream? Yeah. Number two, do you think that men, oftentimes people say that men are hardwired to cheat, or men have difficulty in practicing monogamy and it's not their fault because it's the nature of a man to want variety, et cetera, et cetera. Do you believe that? Number three, do you think that monogamy is outdated? Do you think that people should even be trying to be monogamous anymore? Number four, do you think that polygamy is for the sexually undisciplined? Like somebody like Neo, who said that he was in a marriage with a woman. He also was in a previous relationship with somebody. He cheated on both of those women. So now he wants to say that he wants to be polygamous. Do you think that polygamy is for the sexually undisciplined, or do you think that it's just a lifestyle or something that you want to do? Number five, do you believe that there are long-term marriages where no infidelity has happened? Or do you think that every woman that you see with a man, that she's been with him 10 years or longer, that there's been some cheating involved? Number six, could you forgive infidelity? As a man, as a woman, do you think that you could if it happened to you? And if not, why or why not? Or if so, why? So yeah, I wanted to talk about this because I saw a live stream, or I guess not a live stream, like a podcast, where, men were talking about the fact that, men just were not wired to be with one woman. And they were making all these excuses on why they could have so many women, multiple women. But they were saying that, women were not. Women were, very happy in being with just one man. And I was just like, that is really an insane way to think, in my opinion, that you feel like as a man that, 50 women equal up to the one woman because you have the desire for all of these women. But a woman is just supposed to be happy with just you. I think it's a double standard, and I think it's rooted in a lack of self-control. But to answer the first question, do I believe that men or women can be faithful? I believe that men and women can be faithful if they choose to, but I think that men have an out by women oftentimes to be unfaithful, because a lot of women have swallowed the patriarchy, the patriarchal brainwashing that, men need a variety. Men have these high X drives where they just can't take it, and they just got to have these girls. And if a woman comes up to them and wants to do something, their private areas have a mind of their own, and they just start doing whatever you know what I'm saying? And women actually fall into that and believe that and say, oh, you just made a mistake. No, he didn't just make a mistake. Cheating is a conscious decision. You have so many different times in that before you decide to do that, to tell yourself, no, I don't want to. When you first connect with somebody, you talk to them, you find yourself attracted to them. When you get their number, you get their contact information. When you go back and forth with them. When you go on the drive to meet them. When you kiss and do foreplay in the situation to get to the point to do something. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that men are able to do these things because women allow it, frankly. Women allow it. And most men never would allow it. And I don't understand why that alone isn't enough to make women be like, nah, because if I did this, you would not accept it. If I did this, you would kick me to the curb. You would get rid of me. But you think that I'm supposed to keep you around. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, hopefully people, if you guys want to join the live panel and give me your perspective on this, I would definitely appreciate it. Anybody can join, men or women, because this is just a topic that applies to anybody, and I would love to hear differing perspectives. And you don't have to agree with me at all. So I hate to repeat the topics again, but just so that people can, understand where we're coming from. Number one, do you believe men or women can be faithful? That's the first question. Number two, do you think that men specifically are biologically hardwired to cheat? Do you think that is something that men cannot help? Like it's just something that is, intrinsic to their nature. They can't help it. Number three, do you think that monogamy is outdated? Do you think that people should even be monogamous? Do you think that people should be in relationships like that, married, whatever? Do you think that, number four, do you think that polygamy is for the sexually undisciplined? Perfect example, I just said it earlier, Neo, somebody who had two failed, marriages and long-term relationships for his cheating, and then says, hey, I want to be polygamous now because this is me having a bajillion different women. Number five, do you believe that there are any long-term marriages or relationships, mind you, 10 years plus, long-term, in my opinion, would be 10 years plus, where no infidelity has happened? Let me know. Also, could you forgive infidelity? Let me know. Number six, could you? And these are the questions that I want to talk about, and hopefully I can get somebody in the panel. Hey, Brittany. Hopefully I can get somebody in the panel. Amina Bean says men are delusional and they condone each other's delusion. I definitely think that's true. I can't say that is a lie because I think that is true. Unfortunately, though, I think that sometimes women do it too. They condone it, especially not always, but in the situation of infidelity and cheating. I think women co-sign it by letting the man, cheat on them and saying that, oh, he's a man, he couldn't help it. They do this, that, and the third. He just giving him grace that you don't give yourself is crazy because we're no different when it comes to that. Let's see here. Speedy says cheating is a choice. I mean, I definitely agree. If anybody wants to join the live, please join the live and join the live panel and give me your perspective. Give me your thoughts. I would love to hear about it. Now, I'm going to just jump to number 6 until I get some people to join the panel. I'll say this. I could never forgive infidelity. I would never forgive infidelity. I have never forgiven infidelity. I don't believe that men should be given a pass for cheating because they're men. I don't agree with that. However, there are plenty of women that give men passes like that, and I have no idea. Because if you did it, you would be gone, girl, kicked to the curb. Nobody in his family would tolerate you being around. His boys, his mom, his sisters, whatever, they would say, why are you with that cheating heifer? But, you are supposed to overlook the betrayal and the disrespect for some reason. I have no idea. I have no idea why women continually accept that. It's just like, I think it's the basketball player's name is like Anthony Edwards or something like that. And he's then had like 4 children this year and like 3 children this year on his baby mama or his long-term girlfriend, however you would like to address it. And, she's always on live, bragging about her bank account and talking about how, men, I think she said something like men gonna be men and she know about it and this and that. That to me is crazy. That to me is crazy that you would allow a man to play with you like that. When if you was doing that, if you had 3 babies on that Negro, he would not be there still. He would be gone. He would leave you. He would never. None of his friends, none of his family, nobody would tell him to be with you. Nobody. But for some reason, they will tell you as a woman to swallow and accept disrespect like that. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't even understand how women swallow the disrespect and accept the disrespect. Knowing that if they did the same, that man would be just like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Let me read the comments. Mina Bean, you said, nope, I don't forgive infidelity. Play with someone else, not me. I agree. Layla says, I will never forgive infidelity. It's my red line and it's instant divorce. No negotiations. I feel the same way because just like women are expected to keep it cute, keep it together and not do anything. I have no idea why that doesn't go on to men because men a lot of times say that they are superior than women. They're supposed to be the leader, the head, the this, the that. Well, if you're supposed to do that, why are you expecting things of me that you can't do yourself? It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense to me. Let's see here. The anti-feminist says yes, always been. Polygamy is done. Polyamory is ideal. What? Tell me what your version of polyamory is. The anti-feminist, and you. I would appreciate it if you could come up, but if you can't come up, just say it in the comments. Basic says, from my observation, I believe women actually cheat more. I This isn't about who cheats more. You know what I'm saying? I think that that is a lie. And it's just something that men say to make themselves feel better. But even if you were to say that's true, men are the ones where cheating is acceptable. And it's to be looked at as something that a man just has no control over. So that's really the topic that I'm talking about. I do have a panel. If anybody wants to join, send me a request. Send me a request, please. I will let you up. And you don't have to agree with me at all. I would appreciate it actually if you don't agree. Not agreeing is actually better. But I mean, you can agree too. But I'm just saying that always adds more, makes the panel more interesting if people don't agree. So yeah. Okay, cool, anti-feminist. Yeah, so yeah, basic, if you want to join as well, I'll send you a request. You can come up too and you can say why you think what you think. That's not a problem. And I think anti-feminist is coming up too. So yeah. You had something to say, basic?
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
how you doing?
Sorry, I muted myself. Sorry about that. Pretty
Okay.
good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Um, so to your questions, yes, I believe men and women can be faithful. I've experienced it before. Um, so no, I don't believe that men are hardwired to cheat. Um, I don't believe that monogamy is outdated. And do I think polygamy is for the sexually undisciplined? Yes. Well, when it comes to men, yes, I believe that most of what I see when it comes to polygamy on men's side is mostly about access to multiple sex partners than anything. So I do believe that that's for sexually undisciplined or promiscuous men. Um, yes, I do believe that there are long-term marriages where no infidelity has happened. And no, I could not forgive infidelity.
Okay, all right, I got you. Now I saw you said in the comments, you said that you think women cheat more. Now
Yes.
I that's not something that I feel like, well, I that's not really something I was not a point I'm trying to make, even though I disagree. But I will say that I think, do you agree that infidelity is more normalized and made an acceptable behavior in men than it is in women?
Um, I'm I'm going to say yes, but I believe that it's becoming way more acceptable for women.
Do you think
When
it's
it,
accepted by men?
some men, I do believe that when women cheat, from what I've seen and witnessed, it's always like women give like some deep reason behind why they cheated, and it's like accepted. Like, oh, she cheated because she wasn't being treated right, or she was this, or she was that. And I never hear those type of reasons being given for a man. Like a man cheats because he's just a man, and that's just what men do. And I think it's kind of dehumanizing in my opinion, because I've been in, what I'm saying, a 6 year relationship where I never cheated. I don't believe in cheating. It's not how I get down. And I know men who are married now. Like my best friend is married, been married for 10 years. He doesn't cheat. You know what I'm saying? I know quite a few dudes who don't cheat and they're married. So I believe that men, um are dehumanized in a way. It's like we like people see us as like these I don't even know, it's kind of like animalistic in my opinion.
Can I
I
interrupt
mean,
for two
oh,
seconds?
just 1 second. Let me say this. I've been married for 15 years, and we don't have any cheating. We never had any cheating or infidelity in our marriage ever. And so it's not that I don't believe that it's a possibility for a man to be faithful, but I would say that it is very accepted that a man is unfaithful. You have all of these red pill people that talk about the difference between men and women and how men need variety and men need this and that and the third and if they're paying all the bills they should be able to cheat and all of these other things that make it more acceptable for men to behave in this manner. So I think that all of that, if like you said you're not a cheater, I think all of those things, those men that are the loudest that are around, they contribute to men being looked at as animalistic because when they say these things like, oh, I can't help it if a woman gets in front of me, I don't have any conscious thought. I don't care about losing my family, my girl, my wife, my whatever. I'm just automatically here to smash this woman because she's attractive in my face. That adds to the viewpoint of men being animalistic, if you get what I'm saying. But if more men would push back against that type of rhetoric, then maybe there could be some type of change made, when where it comes to men. I'll let you respond, Basic, and then I'm gonna let anti-feminist speak. Go ahead, Basic.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying. I the thing about that is, from a male's point of view, I believe that growing up, most men will tell you that we witness girls. I would say from a very young age, girls all like the same dudes, and that was a thing that goes all the way back to school and
What
throughout
type
their
of
lives.
dudes? What do
So,
you mean?
huh? Say it again. I'm
I
sorry.
said, what type of dudes? What do you mean by that?
Um, the athletes, the popular dudes, just whatever. Like the it's not the regular dudes that women go for. So you have certain men with an overabundance of access to women, and then you know what they do is projected onto all men, and that's the issue that I have because they are not the majority. Um,
Project what? What do you mean? I don't. I think I know where you're going, but I want to make
so
sure.
what I'm saying is, these dudes usually have access to a lot of women. They deal with a lot of women. They cheat. They do a lot of things, and that's how they pretty much were raised to do that because they got all this attention from girls when they were young, and those are the type of men or boys that girls seem to like. And then when they get their feelings hurt or whatever by these dudes, they kind of like project what those dudes do onto all men. Like all men are dogs, or all men are this, and it's like y'all don't even like most men. So how are you gonna say most or
Okay.
all men are like that?
So I would say this. I think that oftentimes when you have this conversation, I don't think that like as adults we should use what people like in high school as an indicator of like real life behavior because everybody's a child at that time and immature. But I will say this is that any man that has access to women is probably going to use that to his advantage and the disadvantage of all the different women that he's coming across. And I find it so odd when men say that women like a certain type of men, like, oh, they like the guys that are athletes or handsome or attractive. Of course, that's what women are gonna like. If you're not one of those men that are being overlooked, that's your fault. You need to go to the gym, go work out, go get your hair together, go get your hygiene up, go get your clothes up, go get those things up so that you can become one of those type of men. It's just that simple because when people were talking about Lizzo before she lost her weight or all these other women that are bombshells that are desirable that men go crazy over, I have no idea why men act like it's not the same. Now, of course, men will settle for who they can get, but that you can't blame women because women aren't willing to do that. Or women are saying, hey, no, I'd rather give this guy a chance because men value looks wholeheartedly more than women in most parts. A lot of times, women are willing to, some women, not me, but some women are willing to accept money to be with a man that they are not attracted to. And men more than likely most of the time don't do those type of things. So I really think it's so terrible when men try to shame women for wanting attractive men, or they say, oh no, they only like those good looking guys. Yeah. Okay, that's not a problem, because it's not like men are out here pursuing or trying to wife up women that they find extremely unattractive. That doesn't make sense to me. But I'm gonna move forward just real
I
quick, and then
want
you can respond to me. Basic. I just want to let anti-feminist speak, and then I'll let Zeta speak, and then Jacquees. I think that's your name. Go ahead, anti-feminist.
Yeah, thanks, Triggered. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be quick because it's cold outside today, and I want to go back into my office real.
Okay.
Just real quick, I teach polyamory classes at the Blue Ridge Beltane, third week of May every single year. Hold the class every day for 4 days. You got a huge difference here between polygamy and polyamory. Definitely, I'm going to go ahead and say polyamory makes a lot more sense, right? Because biologically it makes more sense to me, because a man, we could make 100 babies, women can only make one baby at a time, right? Polygamy is just sister wives, right? The women don't really have a say, they don't really have a voice, they don't really have an opinion, they're kind of trapped, right? It's not really a fair situation. The man is pretty much in control. He's got 4 or 5, 6 different wives, girlfriends, whatever you want to call it. It's just not really that fair, right? Polyamory makes more sense because the rules are dictated by every party involved. The woman could say, yeah, no, I'm not comfortable with that, or no, I don't like this third wheel, or, you and her can be a relationship, but I don't want to be involved in that relationship. Me and you can have our relationship. That would be like a V style polyamorous relationship. And not really necessarily like a triad where all 3 individuals are all together, or you could have a W where it's all 4 of them are together, something like that. So I like polyamory. I understand it. I've read More Than Two a few times. It's a really good book, about 556 pages. If you're trying to start, educating yourself on polyamory, or if you're trying to be in a polyamorous relationship, I highly advise going to go buy that book. It's got a blue cover. It's called More Than Two. Very good book. But if I can just quickly go through the prompt. I think women and men can both be faithful. I think there's plenty of people that are faithful. Do you think men are hardwired to cheat? Biologically, yes. Morally, no. I think it's completely morally wrong. I know that's subjective, but I think it's morally wrong to cheat on your partner. I think openness and communication is always the key. But biologically, yeah. I mean, we're all bulls in a field full of cows, of heifers. Do you think monogamy is outdated? No, we'll always have monogamy. And I already went through number 4. Long-term marriages where I know plenty. My parents have been married for 39 years. They've never cheated on each other. They've had their arguments and their hiccups and stuff, but they've never cheated on each other. I think there's plenty of marriages that operate well and are happy and successful. And then, can you forgive infidelity? I can forgive it. I can't really forget it. That's a huge red flag. 1 red flag, you're out. I don't play baseball. You don't get 3 strikes. You get 1 strike and you're out. That's why I am on my fiance now is number 100. I've dated a lot of women in my 38 years, and 1 red flag and you're out. I did the whole, I'm going to give you a second chance, third chance, fourth chance, fifth chance, and my advice to men and women alike is 1 red flag, kick them to the curb. You deserve better. Have some self-respect. Well, that's it, Triggered. I appreciate it.
All right, no problem, anti-feminist. All right, so let me
Thank you.
go up here to Zeta.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
I just wanted to say, I think a lot of times when women cheat, it's more of an emotional thing. Um, I think someone said it earlier. I was moving around, so I couldn't write it down, but it was said that like women have to have a lot of times, not always, but have to have a reason, like, oh, he wasn't treating me right, or he wasn't doing this, that. I think a lot of times the cheating is based on an emotional connection with someone, whether it's like a, office husband, or, the guy that's always really nice and then it turns into something. I think that happens a lot. But the only other thing I did want to contribute, I think you were talking about earlier, I've been married, I'm divorced, and I always said if I remarry, it would absolutely be like a business decision, someone who would be able to financially sustain us. And basically, if he decides he wants to do whatever he wants outside of that, that's on him. Just don't have me looking crazy in the streets, like being on dating apps and stuff like that. Just be discreet. But I would never marry for love again. It would definitely be for money, financial gain, sustainability, companionship. But if he cheats, that's on him. He will be required to do a lot of testing to make sure he's clean. But I'm not going to be sitting around worried. What is he doing? Where he's at, because I don't know if I'll have that emotional connection, because I wouldn't do it for love.
Okay. All right. Is you marrying for the business arrangement? Is this something that you decided to go with because of maybe what happened with your previous marriage?
Somewhat. I was engaged about 2.5 years ago. I walked away from it, and it was easy to walk away from because there was no emotional connection. I mean, he was taking very good care of me. There was just some things he did not disclose about himself that he should have told me, and I'm not one to be a caretaker. I mean, like I say, I'll be in a relationship, financially, if it's financially sound, but I'm not trying to be a caretaker or deal with someone's mental issues or anything. But it may have been that in just dating. I mean, I'm 47, so 47 years of, just being around men, dating men, being married. I think I'm at a point now where, to me, love is not what I would want, because I feel as though ultimately I'm going to be disappointed if I just base it on love alone. But I'm looking more for, a situation where, I work, don't get it wrong. I'm not sitting over here on, government assistance or anything like that. I have 3 degrees. I have a career. Matter of fact, I'm working right now. I'm just taking a little break. But yeah, it would be more of something where we're basically building together something greater than what we already had when we came in. But far as love, no, I wouldn't put myself through that. My friends call me the ice queen, but I'm at that point now.
Okay. All right. All right, Zeta. Okay, I appreciate your perspective. I do hope that maybe, I mean, of course I'm not here to change your mind or anything, and whatever works for you, but I'm very sorry that situations have happened to lead you to this point. But I understand how you could get there. Absolutely. But I do feel bad about it though.
Don't feel bad. No, please don't. Trust
Okay.
me when I say please don't feel bad. It's nothing to feel bad for at all. I promise you, I'm good. I just you know, I love who I love. But like I said, getting into a marriage will not be for love. I mean, I have a gentleman friend right now, and I think I love him, but I don't want to be in a relationship with him. We see each other, we enjoy each other's company. I adore him. He's brilliant. Like, I love everything about him. I just don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to live under the same roof. And I think it's because I have the emotional connection to him. I know it's a little weird, but I told him, I say, if I didn't care so much about you, I would be with you. And that just might be me dealing with traumas, but it is what it is. I mean, it
Yeah.
works.
Okay. All right, sis. Well, as long as you know. All right, let me go forward to I think this is Jacquees. Go ahead. If I'm let me know if I'm saying that right or
No,
wrong.
you're saying it right.
Okay, okay.
What was the question? I'm sorry. It's been a lot of talking and I kind of zoned out.
Oh, whatever you want to answer on the prompt, it's up to you.
Um, I answer question 1. Um, in my opinion, I feel like that men we can't be faithful because we're hardwired to want multiple women. I just think that's how God created us, honestly. I think that it's just in our nature for, to want more women. That's why when something fine walk by, we can't help but look, even if we are with, even if we are with somebody. But I think for men, it's just that we're hardwired to not be faithful, I guess. But with women, I feel like women can't be faithful as well because women chase feelings. And what I mean by feelings is that when a woman is with you, your woman is with you for whatever feeling that you provide her, however you make her feel. For the money and all that doesn't matter. To some women, it does matter. But to most women, I'm talking about women, not B words and H words. I'm talking about women. Women are with you for the feeling. And once that feeling is gone, she's gone. So due to that, if you can't provide that feeling for your woman, I feel like that she's going to leave. And I've seen it with my own two eyes. So in my opinion, I feel like both genders can be faithful. But that's my two piece with it.
Okay. I would say, once again, and I'm not a man or whatever. So at the end of the day, the representation that men put forth of other men, it makes me know, never mind. But I will say that when men get up here and they say that men are biologically hardwired to cheat and to want multiple women, honestly, and then a lot of times men that believe that in the same breath will shame women for not having a man or say, why you ain't got a man? Why you by yourself? Oh, you gonna be so single and lonely. Da, 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 da. Why in the world would somebody be what would be the possible asset of having a man around if he's biologically hardwired to be a dishonest, disloyal POS? Like, it
Let me
doesn't
ask
make
you a
any sense
question
to me.
though. If you with your man and let's say your man pays your bills, she take care of the house, and you found out that he cheated on you, are you leaving him?
Absolutely. My husband pays all the
But
bills right
listen,
now.
what I'm saying is there are a lot of women who wouldn't leave their man because he's taken care of.
Well, that's them. I'm talking about myself, and absolutely, I would. My husband pays all the bills right now. I would never stay in infidelity. We've been together 15 years, been married 15 years, never had any, never will, because that is a deal breaker for me. He was just in the comments. He just said he doesn't understand why men say things like you say. But like I said, I just want men to know that type, like Basic said, that he's not that type of person. Basic, right now, you see it in real time that men are there that push forth that narrative of you. So when you're out in the dating market and you're trying to talk to women and you're dating a woman and she has trauma and she don't trust you, understand where that trauma come from. It comes from other men. It doesn't come from women. Y'all can't put it on women. It comes from other men that are just like you, that push forth the stereotypes and the narratives that y'all cannot be faithful, that y'all cannot be loyal, that y'all are disrespectful.
But
Because I
see, what
have,
I'm
just
saying,
a minute, I find it to be crazy that a man can sit there and say that, oh, this is why we look at another woman, even if we're with you. Now, if your girl was out here crotch watching or gray sweatpants watching other dudes and looking crazy and looking at dudes while you were with her, you be trying to knock her head between the washer and the dryer. But for some reason, it's something that women are expected to accept. And as a biological thing, and it's insane. And if men were truly biologically hardwired to be cheaters, then society should die out, because what in the world would be the benefit of having a man around? There would be no benefit, because at the end of the day, it's 2024. A woman can work and get her own money, get her own job, get her own place, take care of herself if she's willing to put in the effort to do so. So it just doesn't make any sense to me. But Basic, I'm so glad you still up here, because you were just saying that, and now you can see that it's not. I swear it's not women that put forth this. It's men that put forth this mentality that represents y'all. And then not only do they put forth the image, but they also live up to the image by emulating that behavior. And by default, that causes trauma with all these other women, and then they begin not to trust men. Anyway, yeah, I let me keep going for it. Go ahead, T.
I
Hey,
want
Trigger, what's going on?
Oh,
Um,
nothing much.
yeah, good. I just want to ask Jack quick a question, just real quick before I go to my thing.
Okay.
Just real question, one question. Do you think it's okay, like if even if a guy is not paying bills and then he cheats, think she should leave him?
yeah, she should leave him. But I need, I don't, can I cuss on this? Can I cuss on here?
Very little to none.
But I want women to like understand. A lot of men don't give a damn. about none of that because
What's
a
none of
lot
that? What? I'm sorry. Let me follow you.
I'm going back off of what your triggered original point was. A lot of men don't care about relationships, and I think women should see that a lot of men don't give a damn about it. They care more so about the companionship. A man to pay
Interesting.
a man to pay your bills as long as you laying it down to him every night.
But
So
you said real women wouldn't care about that.
I'm saying a real woman wouldn't care about that. But
But that makes no sense what you just said.
I'm saying most men, in terms of other women, a lot of men don't care about having a relationship. That's just what it is.
Interesting.
This is what the
Okay,
society we live in. They don't care about having a relationship.
no
The
problem.
risks that come with the relationship. And I
No
wish women
problem.
would understand that.
No problem. No problem. So, thanks. I'm gonna go with the prompt. Do you think that men are hardwired to cheat? I don't think that's a man thing. I personally think it's a woman thing because I'm a cheater. Trigger, you hear me all the time. I boldly say all the time I've cheated on men. Damn near all my relationships, I cheated on men. I've always had a side dude. Um, and I don't think that's a man thing. That was something that I just did on my own, something that I felt like, why can't I? I usually have, I'll have multiple suitors, but I sleep with them. Whoever's the best man is the one who will win me. Basically, they're all in competition with each other until, one man outdo all of them, and then he'll be the one I choose to basically be my man. So yeah, so I don't personally think that's a man thing. So when I hear they saying like, oh, it's a man's nature, I go, it's in my nature, and I'm not a man, I'm a woman. You have to worry about me cheating before I worry about you cheating. So that's that part. So when people want to say that's a man thing, it's not. So it's definitely a discipline thing. Just like how I can cheat, I can cut it off. I can stop cheating at any time. And I'm with Zeta. You already know Trigger. Once again, I do not believe in marrying for love. I believe marriage is for business. I'm currently engaged right now, Zeta, if you're still here. I'm currently engaged right now to a man that was financially supporting me since 2020. I'm not in love with him, but I do respect him, and I am marrying him for financial benefits, and he's giving me his property in Virginia if I marry him. So to me, that was the best route for me to go. So, I don't look at really be in a relationship with a man unless it benefits me because of, stuff like what Jack Chris say. No disrespect to you. But when I, always heard that men do not care about relationships. So I've always said to myself, if I am going to be with a man, it has to benefit me. I do not believe in being with a man without me getting without me profiting off of the man. Because simply, like what men like to say, we hardwired to cheat. We like to stick it with women. We like to have sex with all these women. And the way I look at it, I go, okay, so if you want to be a scumbag, you're going to be a scumbag that's going to pay my bills. Because I really don't see no reason to be with men who think in that type of capacity unless you are benefiting off of them, because the way how they making it sound like you're going to get mistreated anyways. So the way I look at it, do I stand for being mistreated or disrespect? Absolutely not. So yeah, that's basically it.
I did want to respond real quick to what Jacquees said when he said that men don't care about the relationships. I wholeheartedly disagree. I believe men care about the relationships, care about engaging women, care about all of those things. But I do believe a lot of men want to see what they can get out of women with the least amount of investing, which is the reason why men want to take women out to McDonald's and get them a McDouble, and then turn around and ask them for intercourse or think that they are entitled to her body for those things. I think that more women need to stop allowing men access to them at all, unless there is a true investment, a true y'all are definitely going to be together. Y'all definitely going to be a relationship. I think women should stop having intercourse with men, stop doing all of these things in totality. because of thought processes like Jacquees, because if more women would completely cut off access to men that have these type of thought processes, then they would have nowhere to go except to, ex workers or whatever. And at the end of the day, I don't think that those are the type of women they really want. They want a girlfriend experience. They want to be able to use the labor and the emotions and all of the things that come along with having a woman without really doing anything for her. So I think that more women should say, no, I'm not going to do anything with you. Let's go out on a date. We can kick it. We can get to know each other. No sex. No, I'm not coming to your house. I'm not making no food for you. I'm not doing whatever the things that you expect somebody girlfriend to do or wife to do. I'm not doing any of them. That's how in my opinion, it would be best to avoid a man with the thought process that Jacquees have. Because in my opinion, no disrespect, but your thought processes on things are very unhealthy and very toxic. And any woman, should automatically put you in the reject pile and not give you anything. Not a pinch, not a drop of vajayjay. Period.
Listen. I just want to say,
Nah. Let me go move forward. I'll let you respond to me soon as I get down here to Minnie cry me, and then you can respond to me, Jacquees. Go ahead, Minnie. Yeah, are you there? Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I'm here. Just give me one moment.
Okay. Well, how long do you want me to give you, Minnie? Because I can let Jacquees respond to me, but I didn't want to, because I. Okay.
Oh, I'm ready to go, but I'm
No,
okay
go
with
ahead.
waiting
Go
for
ahead,
him
sis.
if
No,
you
go ahead,
wanna.
sis. No, go ahead, sis.
Okay. All right. So for me, yes, son. No, relax. So for me, I just find it really hilarious that Basic came up and said that he thinks that it's really animalistic that people consider men to be cheaters, and then in real time, a man comes up on the panel and proves why people think that. Y'all tell us out of your mouths. Like Jacquees. Like, y'all tell us that that's what you are. And like Maya Angelou said, if somebody tells you who you are, just believe him. So that's why, because men say it. Men are not hardwired to cheat. They're socialized to think that that behavior is acceptable and okay. And Max, sorry. So because they're socialized to think that that behavior is acceptable and okay, they do it. And they don't have any social consequences for not doing it. Yes, buddy.
He'll get my toy back.
Well, we'll ask him nicely.
He'll get my toy back.
There's no school today because there's a snow day, and
No,
my
I got
nephew and my son be tussling back and forth. But like that is the case. Like, it is that way because y'all made it so. Y'all deemed that for yourselves, and and now society is just repeating men's words. So if y'all don't want to be considered cheaters, then tell other men to stop saying stupid crap like what Jacques said, because what he said was stupid.
And Minnie, the other guy that was up here, I don't know if you were here when he was here, the anti-feminist, but he said that he believed that men could be faithful, but he did say that he believed men were hardwired to cheat as well. So he said the same thing. So actually, both of the men that came up here said that. So I was like, yeah, I mean,
Well, then both of them are
yeah,
saying
they both,
stupid.
yeah. And I think that a lot of times it's like, you'll have certain men that will like gaslight women and act like they don't understand where women are coming from or why they say that oh no, I don't know what you guys are just bugging out. No, I hear way more men say that men are biologically hardwired to cheat, and it's okay for them to turn around and look at somebody booty, while they're with you, and all of these other things was just absolutely insane. But at some point, I also blame women too, because I also read this whole thread on Facebook where it was women making excuses like, oh, when my man look at some girl, I be looking right along with him because I'm just a cool girlfriend like that. And I'm just like, what? Like, I have no idea why y'all think that's cute. When he sit there and let you look at dudes, like, and he turn around and look at them with you, no? Okay. Like, I don't believe in allowing men to do anything that they would not allow you to do. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. But let me allow Jacquees to respond to me, and then I'm gonna go back up here to Basic because he probably got something to say. Go ahead, Jacquees.
I just want to say this is another case of like people not listening. I never said all men cheat. I said most men cheat. Most men are hardwired to cheat. But even then, moving on
You
from that.
didn't say most men were hardwired to cheat. You said men were hardwired
Okay,
to
well
cheat.
then, if I didn't say it, most men are hardwired to cheat. That's just who they are. That's just how it is. But for women up here,
Why would they
what do
be
you?
hardwired to
But
cheat?
listen,
Do you
listen,
mean
listen,
no,
listen,
no,
listen.
no?
Can
I'm
I
asking you
please?
a question, okay? So you said most men are hardwired to cheat. Why would they be hardwired to cheat? Is
It's
it biological? Is it biology? Is that what you're saying?
no, it's obviously a discipline thing. It's just in men to cheat.
Hardwired doesn't mean that though. Hardwired means it's something inside of you no matter what.
Okay, well
That's
let,
what
let,
the
let me
definition
rephrase it
of that
then.
is.
Most men are going to cheat, but even then, what do you all mean by marriage is a business for the women up here? What does that mean? Marriage is a business.
I don't
I
feel
can
like you
explain
can
that to
even,
you.
I'll let T answer, but I don't even feel like you can even come at it as you're upset or you are trying to
I'm not
gain
coming at it
clarity.
as I'm upset.
No,
I'm
that
trying
you're
to have an
trying to,
understanding. I've
just a
never heard
second,
somebody
that
say
you
marriage
are
is a
trying to
business.
gain clarity on why a woman would look at marriage as a business arrangement when you sat here and said that men are hardwired to cheat and
For
most
the
men are
men
going
that's
to cheat.
not cheating, for the men that's not cheating, why is marriage a business? For
Okay,
what? For
once
the women on
again,
this panel.
sir. Okay, this let's please have a logical conversation. You said most men. That's what you said. You said most men cheat. So that means most of the women that come up here, most of the women that you have conversations with are going to be having contact with these men that you say most of
I'm
them
not
cheat.
speaking
So
from the
once
aspect of
again,
cheating of cheating. I'm speaking from the aspect of how is marriage a business to a man that's not cheating on you? Can you answer that question? That question alone. How is marriage a business to a man that's not
you
cheating on you?
already
Okay.
started it off wrong
No,
with what you said,
it's
the
a
foundation of what you
yeah.
said
I
men
can
are. You can't move the
I
goalpost,
can
sir.
help you
I'm
with
not
that.
I
moving.
was
I'm not
I
moving the
got you,
No.
I
goalpost.
Jacqueline.
can
I'm
I
help
got
you
you,
with
clarifying
that.
what I
Jacqueline.
said.
Marriage
Jacqueline,
is
I
That's
got
not
you.
marriage
moving
is
the
a
goalpost. That's
business
clarification.
because
How is marriage a
I get
business
what
to
you're
a man
saying.
marriage
that's
Oh
is a
my
faithful?
God, this
business
man. Go
because
ahead, T. Go.
Yeah, I was gonna say marriage
oh
is a
sorry
business
T.
for me. It's a cool marriage for me because I'm the one who said I married for business. I marry basically if you look up what marriage is a legal contract.
It
So
is
the
right.
way yeah,
I
exactly it
mean, I
is.
know what marriage is. I've been married for 10 years.
Let
I
her
know what it is.
speak, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
You
No, no,
think
no,
that your
like no,
voice is more
I'm breaking
important than
it. I'm breaking it
everybody's.
down.
Like
I'm
stop
breaking
it.
it down.
Oh, sorry about that, Minnie. Sorry about that, Minnie.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
it's
breaking
okay.
it
I'm yelling
down.
at him. I'm
So
sorry T.
it's okay. I was just breaking it down to Jack because I know you know what a marriage is. I was just saying the reason why I put it that marriage is a business for me. Basically, men who do want companionship, and being that it is like a legal contract. The way I look at it, if a man want me as his wife, I feel like he should basically be my financial provider. I really don't look at any reason to be with a man unless I am, like I said, I'm profiting off of them because men want companionship, men want women. And I feel like if a man want to possess me, and he wants to basically legally adopt me, basically, because that's what marriage is. If you look at the legal aspect, it's just another form of adoption. So with that being said, if a man want my companionship, he basically gonna have to basically you want to have to purchase a wife. And I would never violate any of my marital vows because I am abiding by the laws of the contract. Because I do believe in it. I went to school for this. I went to college for this, and I would not violate the agreement of my marital laws, you know. And of course, I expect him to do the same. And as far as if I'm gonna make it just anecdotal, my personal what's going on with me, with one of the examples I'll give you is that if I'm, when I marry this man, if I'm still married to him, like if we get a divorce under 5 years, he'll give me $70,000 for just being married to him. If I'm not married to, if we divorce after under 5 years, after 5 years, I get an additional $30,000 for being his wife. And I still get his legal property. And I still get his property in Virginia. And as far as if he was to cheat on me or whatever the case may be, he has to buy me out the marriage because he violated the marital agreement.
He gotta
And
buy
that means
you
he
out
have
the
to buy
marriage
me
when you
out.
said you cheat
Stop
too.
Off me.
interrupting,
I'm
Jacqueline.
not a cheat. I would never cheat. I just said I will. I will not violate my marital laws because I'm abiding by that contract. I will honor the agreement. I will honor my marital vows. But if he does, he has to buy me out. That means I'm done. I'm getting a divorce. You violated the agreement, so you have to buy me out. I will not cheat on him. That you can control. I cheated on every man, but they were not my husband. My husband, I will not do that. And even though I do not love this man in particularly, but I do respect him. And with respect comes with me not violating him as a person and as a man.
All
I
right.
just, but listen. I just want to go off the
No,
point that a lot of the
no,
women.
hold on. You gotta chill, Jacquees. All right. You gotta respect the situation that we got going on. All right. I wanted to respond to something that you said quickly before it goes away. I find the fact that you said that men don't care about relationships, men don't want relationships, most men
Can I
cheat
finish
and
my
have them.
original point?
No, what you can do is not unmuting yourself and interrupting me before you get
I
done.
never finished
Now,
my
this is
original
the
point.
last time that I'm going to tell you. Now, I really be trying to be nice, but this is the last time I tell you. It's just that simple. You do it again, you're gone. Because you already not provided nothing to the conversation. Well, I guess you are providing something to the conversation that people can see that women are telling the truth when they say that men ain't, well, not all, but some. All right. So as I was saying, I find it to be odd that you said that men don't care about relationships, men don't want relationships, most men are cheaters and all of these different things. And you did say men are hardwired to cheat, but you tried to switch it up after we started speaking that now you're saying that you're married. I unfortunately feel so terrible for whoever has decided to link themselves to you because the things that you're saying is very, very, very unhealthy. And I'm not going to let you speak right now. I'm going to go up here to Basic, let him speak again, let Tiffany speak, and let Dark Truth speak, and then I'll get back to you. Hopefully, you have enough self control to not unmute yourself because if you do, I don't give second chances. You're gone. Go ahead, Basic, if you had something to say, because I know a lot of stuff was being said. And yes, I'm married, Jacquees, and I've been married for 15 years. My husband is on his panel right now at the bottom. He's at work. I guess he heard the live. Dark Truth. There you go. And no, we don't have any cheating involved. And he would never say nothing stupid like what you said. Okay, go ahead, Basic. I don't know why that's even a conversation. But if I wasn't married, I still what I said would have been still just as accurate. Go ahead, Basic.
Okay. So the only point that I want to make, based off of everything that I can remember hearing, is that I believe that you all kind of proved my point because Jacquees came up and said that he believed that most men are hardwired to cheat. And like a couple of people were like, he's telling you. And we also had a young lady who basically she's like the female version of him, but it wasn't the same energy. Like women do certain things, and I don't think it's like women are not dehumanized the way that men are, or it's not projected onto all women the way that it is with men. Like I never said that there aren't men that are like that. I said that I said that the men that most women are interested in or attracted to are those type of men. And when I said that, a lot of women were saying, well, you need to work to be that type of man. And I'm like, trust me, like it's really not hard for me in particular to get women. Like when you're around women, especially in the workplace, like you wouldn't believe some of the stuff that happens in the workplace.
Then why did you mention that then?
Why did I mention what? I'm sorry.
Why did you mention the fact that women only like a certain type of a man, and they only gravitate to certain type of men? If your experience, because oftentimes we speak from our own personal experience, why did you say that if you're at work, getting a whole bunch of women? That wouldn't seem like that would even be anything that you
No,
would say.
so the point that I was making when I said that was that the men that be doing all the cheating, those are the dudes that women be going for and trying to like be with. Prime example is like Sierra being with the future dude. Like You know what I mean? Like that made no sense to me. Like this dude had like a bunch of baby mamas and kids, and he was already known and had a reputation and stuff. And she
You know what?
still,
I'm going to interject right there because I can see a lot of the things that you're saying
Can I
is
can I just
rooted
say
in red pill. Just 1 second,
can I say
babe.
something real quick?
Okay, I'm going to let my husband interject it. I'm going to write
Now
it down because I'm going to forget. Go ahead,
now
baby.
it's gonna be real quick in regards to the Sierra and Future. She's no longer with Future anymore, so I don't even know why that was even a point. Like she got herself a Russell Wilson, whatever his name is, and that's who she with. So bringing that up is kind of a moot point in the sense that she's no longer with the guy that's a cheater. If you get what I'm saying. But go ahead, babe.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to say this real quick. I wanted to say, first of all, basic, I kind of let you slide when you first started commenting because a lot of the things that you said are kind of like just right out of the textbook of like somebody that is completely indoctrinated with red pill philosophy. But I did want to address 2 points that you said. The first thing I'll just address first, the Sierra and Future thing. People always mention Sierra like, oh, he had these baby mamas and this and that. And I don't, this just shows that women, want bad men and this and that. And because he was treating her this way and so bad and this and that. First of all, Future was a multimillionaire. That's number one. Number two, Future was everywhere on every radio station talking about how he treated her differently than he had treated any other woman that he was involved with. That he was going to marry her, that she was it for him. He said, I never ever wanted to be married. I never wanted to be with any women. I never wanted to do this, that, and the third. However, I'm with this person. I really want to be with her. I really want to marry her. I really want to. So I wish that people would stop acting like this man treated her like, like she was just some random, he was just out here abusing her and she was just out here taking it because that's not what it was. And apparently, according to whatever they had going on, when things started getting out of control, that's when she left him and dipped or whatever. But I wish that people would stop with the false narrative that he wasn't putting her in a position that he hadn't put any other woman in. So it's not like she was just choosing some man that was mistreating her. And then number two, I wanted to address what you said about T. And you said that it proved our point that women aren't things that women do aren't really accepted the same way. And the reason why, me personally, I didn't say too much about what T Scorpio said is because she is an outlier. That is not normally things that women say. That's really over the top. That's something that in all my years of living, I've heard maybe a couple women say, versus the thousands upon thousands of women that I've had the pleasure of coming in contact with that don't agree with the things that she's saying as far as cheating, as far as the dynamics between the relationship. I very rarely hear women speak like that. However, you hear men speak the way he spoke a million different times. And that's the truth. And y'all left, y'all dipped. I just want them to everybody to know that's listening to this. I did not drop them. They left on their own accord. But my thing is that I find that men that are red pill, men that cannot have a logical conversation, when you start actually attacking the logic and the reasoning behind the things that they're saying and why they're saying it, they never have a response to it. It's like they're like, oh my goodness, wait a minute. She's attacking me with something that makes sense. And I don't know how to say it. And people often say that women come at men emotionally and they're the most logical and the most rational, but it's not true. It's really not true. These men oftentimes, when faced with true rationale, when they're faced with true logic and true reasoning, they run, which is why both of them ran.
They get aggressive.
But let me go down here to Tiffany. And
Hey, Mama. Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are y'all?
Yeah, hey, how you doing, Tiffany? You can go ahead, sis.
Oh, I wanted to talk to him so bad. Come back. Come back, Wilson. Come back. Come back. I really hope your wife be watching. Don't lie, man. Because I tell you one thing right now. If I ever spoke about my wife and cheating like that man just openly and was so comfortably doing, oh, baby, she knocked the black off me.
She's probably at work. And he's not.
Yeah. Hey, baby, how many hours you work? Give me that paycheck. Submit to me.
And you know what? Just like Virgo's 91 said in the comments, she said a married man promoting cheating, trying to say he's not a cheater is wild. Yes, it is. And then when I called him out on it, he tried to act like I was crazy. And then the basic dude talk about some. First of all, he gave the whole sad story, red pill about, oh, the girls like the handsome guys, but they don't like me. But now all of a sudden you at work and all the women want you, and it's so easy. It ain't hard to get women. If it wasn't hard for you to get women, you wouldn't be in my live crying about how girls in high school didn't like you. Like, because you was a buster. Like, get out of here, man. I'm not about to play with these dudes. Like, for real. Like, sir,
Some high school heartbreak. Like, come on, get over
It
it.
starts like that with me, and then it turns to, well, you gay just because you ain't find the right man. You need to find someone who, which I was like, damn, what? You really mad that I don't want men? Like, you were trying to convince me that I'd be better off with a man. No, thank you. I'm good. 15 years. I'm good. I'm good over here. And they get mad about it. They get aggressive about it. Like, but why? Why? Have you ever been with a man? Oh, it's a whole thing. Oh, I'm clutching my pearls, my blood pressure.
All right. Let me go down here. Dark Truth. Babe, did you have anything to say or no? Let me see now. Unmute your mic. Did you have anything to say?
Oh, damn. I didn't see them.
I was gonna say something to the two fellas, but they left already. So
I know they
I
dipped
got
out. I wanted to play.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I said to make them leave. I didn't even say nothing. So I don't even know what I said, to be honest with y'all.
Because you're a strong woman, and that's scary to them. That's a little scary.
Because that's crazy. Oh, and look, also, Minnie, did you have something to say too? And then I'll go back up to T and I'll go back all the round to you guys.
Eat. Yeah, I just find it really hilarious that he said most men don't care about relationships, but then turn around and when he heard T say that she's cheated in every relationship, and he thought that she alluded to her attempting to cheat on the man that she's married to, he was ready to be in a tizzy. If y'all don't care about relationships, why do you care what she's doing in the relationship? So clearly you care, because if you didn't, you wouldn't get emotional about it, right? So it doesn't make any sense, and it's very contradictory that you'll say these things, but then your actions are not matching what you're saying. Y'all are so predictable, and it's almost like y'all have a Discord going on where y'all come up with things to say, and then y'all all go break, and then go out onto TikTok and repeat the same rhetoric over and over again, because it doesn't make any sense. Y'all all have the same talking points. And then it's also hilarious as well that Basic tried to say, well, y'all didn't have the same energy for T that y'all had for Jaquez. Yeah, that's because T chose her words carefully and very specifically stated that she was talking about herself. She was not talking about a collective of women. She specified, I'm talking about me, and then proceeded to make her points. So no, we don't have the same energy for her, because she's not talking about a collective of women and alluding that a collective of women do these things, because had she have done that, we probably would have told her how ridiculous she sounded. But she specified that's her, and we can't tell another grown man how to behave. She's grown. But we also don't have the when Jaquez spoke, he talked about it being hardwired for men, which if it's hardwired for men, then you can't say some men, because that's not how hardwiring works. If y'all are men, there are specific things that quantify biology and hardwiring for men that doesn't apply to other groups of genders. So I'm confused why you're saying, oh, well, it's hardwired, but then we'll turn around and say, I said some men, and then try to say we're not listening. No, stupid. You don't know what you're saying because you don't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, because you're reading from a script and you don't understand what those words mean. Because that's the problem, is that y'all speak and y'all don't know what y'all are talking about, and then y'all turn around and pretend like we're crazy. No, you're just stupid. Go back to the drawing board. When y'all read these messages in these discords of when these women say this one thing, y'all should say this. Maybe you should fact check that and look it up before you let it come out of your mouth. Because we just look at y'all like y'all are stupid, and then y'all wonder why we don't want to be with you. Because y'all sound ridiculous, and yet y'all claim yourselves to be so logical. Clearly you're not. And one more thing. Okay, go to the bathroom. Stop telling me you have to go to the bathroom. Just go. That's weird. You're not in school. It's also interesting to me that he's confused why T stated that she's treating marriage like a business when he also came out of his mouth and said, if I'm paying all the bills and then I cheat on you, you shouldn't be confused about staying in the relationship because I'm paying all the bills. So why would you leave if I'm paying all of the bills? That's why they treat it like a business, stupid. Because you're literally telling women that they shouldn't leave just because a man cheats because he's paying all the bills. That sounds like a financial institution to me, dum dum.
It's financial abuse, and it's the number one weapon that men use to make their women submit. Not all men, most men. I will say that.
All right. Okay. All right. All right. Let me go to T. So, because I'm sure T has some responses that she would like to say. Go ahead, sis.
Everyone, and you notice what always get these men in the uproar is when they'll sit there and do try to weaponize. Oh, okay, if he's you marrying him for business, that means you must going to stand for cheating and mistreatment. Until I whip out the example, I said, no, one of the clauses in the marriage is that if he cheats on me, he has to buy me out. He has to give me $75,000 to leave the marriage, depending on how many years I have invested into the marriage before I found out that he's cheated. It's not even just find out that he's cheating. If I got actual evidence to prove in a court of law that he's cheating, I will submit that evidence, and he has to give me a check of $70,000. Well, that's if under 5 years. And these men be going crazy because they really do expect that just because a man is financially providing for you, that means you're going to put up with abuse. Until I check them and say, oh, no, I got that covered in case you want to pull that off. You pull that off, you're going to have to pay me to leave the marriage now. And they go, you notice even when I said, he's like, wait a minute, he got to buy you out. They want to cheat with no consequences. And this is why when I do my live, I tell women, like, for the women that's already married, like, I don't know how to help them with that part, with leaving the marriage with, money in case if a man cheat on you. I have to update my information about that part. But I do know if you have them sign that before getting married to them, they might think twice about cheating. Unless he got $70,000 lying around for me, after I marry him, let's say he cheated in a year, then, that's all on him. That's him.
Girl
I'm sorry.
boss ass move.
Yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
really is.
Oh,
Like, you're
definitely.
protecting yourself. What's wrong with I've never heard of somebody doing that, but that is genius, sis.
Oh, yeah. I learned that from Wall Street with the rich women. When rich women, I have drawn up all kinds of prenups, and with these, when they married these wealthy men, when I say wealthy, they was rich since slavery. They family, you ever heard of rich, like when these white tea people, when they say, I'm not rich, my family's rich, that is actually a true statement. Yep. It's not their money, it's their family's money that they had for countless generations. So I've worked on prenups that a wife updated on one that after she's married to him for a certain amount of years, whatever the reason of the divorce, she'll walk away with $1 million. But I had to update that. She says she want to walk away with $2 million if he wants to marry her. And guess what he did? He signed it. He said, all right, fine.
Yeah.
And I sat right there and I went, God damn. Woo, woo. Smart women. And it's
clutching them pearls.
Listen, he didn't care. But he didn't care. That's how rich he was. He just said, all right, fine. I mean, I guess. They just kept, like, that's why I'm saying everything that I've learned about marriage, being a paralegal and working in Wall Street, have really opened up my eyes how I felt what was taught to me about marriage is about love and all this other stuff. But then sitting down, actually drawing up these contracts, and you break down what it is, I was like, this is all business. Because to marry a man and walk away with money if the marriage dissolved, to me, I think that's a good deal. And especially when you hear these men talk about, basically, they want companionship, right? And I feel like, okay, if a man wants me as his wife, he's basically going to have to purchase me, because I look at marriage as a form of adoption anyway. I'm consenting to be your property. So,
I like that, because 15 years ago, when me and my wife freed up, that wasn't even a thing, because it's not like it is now. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on, but everybody be cheating now. Like, whatever happened to like staying with that person that you married. I don't. Mm.
It's women that walked away with property, money, all kinds of things. Like if you find out that he's cheating, he has to leave. He has to leave his brownstone. It was a brownstone in Manhattan that's worth like a few millions. He had to leave in the house because yeah, Manhattan. Oh no, you good, you good. I was just like giving like an example. It's like when when learning all these things, I was like, okay, if I'm ever going to be married to a man, that's going to be one of the things I'm gonna get out of him. I have even saw women when I worked in even small law firms that basically women walked away with $50,000. So to me, I think that's good within itself. You could walk away with just $50,000 from a guy in a regular marriage.
May I ask you a legal question about that, if that's all right? Can you get like a prenup drawn after marriage?
Yeah, I think isn't that a post?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I never drew a
post-nup.
prenup after. I never post-nup. Okay. I never drew one after. I usually do prenups and everything. So yeah,
I got
I
a
mean,
cousin,
I like to get my
girl,
ducks in a
locked
row.
in, and he's a loser. I was like, girl, why didn't you have like a prenup signed? She goes, oh, well, I don't do that to me. He ain't gonna do that to me.
All right, you
But
guys.
this is why I encourage women to date up. This is why you'll get money if you date up.
Post-nup. That's what it's called.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna go up here and let play for Keek speak, and I think I'm gonna wrap up the live too, because sometimes like when we I think we kind of exhausted it.
Yeah, I gotta go to work. It was good talking, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day.
It's good talking to you too.
Love y'all.
Good to see you. All right, let me go up here to post for Keeks.
Hi, how are you?
Sorry, bye. Pretty good. How are you?
So great, I'm doing well. I'm so excited to be here. I love you, girl.
Thank you. So you can talk about.
I just want. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on just a few points. So the first one, do you believe men or women can be faithful? Absolutely. To me, faithfulness just comes down to character, and people with good character, they don't cheat. They understand the value of their relationship, and they just make the decision to not add any fuel to any fires or to do anything that would harm their relationship. So I think 100% cheating is a character issue, and that anybody could be faithful if that's what they choose to do. I do understand that in the society we currently live in, people are definitely down to do whatever, but that's their choice. When it comes to number 2, do I think men are hardwired to cheat? I hate this type of idea that anybody is hardwired to do specific things. And I hate that just because it removes any chance of change. We're not hardwired to do a lot of things that we do. We're socially conditioned to do the things that we do, and society permits us to do the things that we do. So men are not hardwired to cheat, they choose to cheat. And that's it.
All right. Okay, sis. I definitely agree with the stuff that you were saying for sure. I'm going to I don't know if I'm gonna come live later on today, or if I don't come live later today, it'll be tomorrow. I think from now on I'm gonna start trying to do a live every morning, and then that way I can turn around and upload it to my YouTube. So if you guys want to hear the live, or you miss parts of the live, or you want to hear more from me, all you have to do is just go click on my bio and go to my page, click the link in my bio, and my YouTube is there. And I will upload this a little bit later on today. I have another topic too to talk about. Like I said, I'm not for sure if I'm gonna do it today or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow though. But yeah, I enjoyed this conversation with everybody. I enjoyed T's conversation. Play for Keeks, Tiffany, Mini Crimies, even the dudes, because even the men that came up here, even though, you know, they were, one guy was definitely red pill, and I know what lane red pill do when I see it. And the other dude that was like some type of weirdo misogynist that's probably cheating on his girl, I still appreciate them for coming up, because it's always good to have differing opinions. But it's just like sometimes, you know, because when I upload these things on YouTube, people will be like, oh, well, why are you so hard on the men? I wish that y'all would understand that men that could constantly like unmute themselves, or they hear a woman making a point and they try to aggressively talk over her, or they try to do those type of things, if you don't get those men in control and set it very clearly, the boundaries, and that you're not playing with them, they will just run wild. And they're probably used to steamrolling over the women in their life. And they also believe that they have some type of privilege of domination because they're men, which is the reason why I do not play with them. Just in case, because there's some women that when I upload these YouTubes, they say, oh, you're being so hard on the men. Why? You should let them, you should give them, like, I don't do that. So sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much why. And a lot of times, that's one more thing I did want to address before I let the live is like, I listen to what people say, and you can hear the where they're gonna go before they even get there. A lot of times with people like pick-me's, you can always most of the time tell that they're pick-me's when they first start. Like when they first start talking. Because it'll be people say, well, why don't you let them get a chance to speak? Because sometimes I don't feel like hearing it. Sometimes I'll hear it and I'll feel like hearing it, or I'll do it so that the panel can be more entertaining. But a lot of times I know where they're going before they get it. And when the other guy that was up here, the basic guy, when he said that he started talking about girls in high school not liking, you know, certain guys and only wanting the athlete and extremely attractive guys, I already knew he was a lame, already knew he was red pill. But, you know, I just decided to just still let him go ahead and speak. But yeah, I mean, it's just obvious. You can tell the archetypes of the men for the most part that they are before they even really get a full cohesive thought going. And so if you want to know why some guys get okay energy and other guys get a different type of energy, that's why. You know, because it was a guy that came up here earlier, if y'all didn't hear it, anti-feminist. Now, he was clearly Caucasian. When I very rarely let Caucasian people speak, because normally we're talking about Black people issues, and the only people I want to talk to about Black people issues are Black people. But this was an issue about just gender, so there was no reason for me to, you know, say, hey, you can't speak, because you're still a man and you're engaged with women, so you have an opinion on this. But him, you know, his name was anti-feminist. I could have easily gave him a horrible energy, but he didn't. He just said his point and dipped, you know. So anyway, that's all I'm saying. I don't want to keep going on and on to explain myself. I just wanted to do that because the last few lives I uploaded, you know, it was some people that had a problem with the way I ran the live. So I just want to let you guys know why I do it the way I do it. And also, I'm always going to give grace and favoritism to Black women. Sorry. I know some people are afraid to say that they play favorites, but I do. I play favorites with Black women. Sue me. So anytime it's a Black woman up here, I'm gonna give her a grace that I don't give anybody else. And even with the pick me women, I still give them a grace that I don't give the men that come on my platform that I disagree with. I just tear them to pieces and send them on. I still give them grace too. So I'm always gonna play favorites with Black women. Period. So the dudes come up and say, well, why didn't you say such and such what T said or what such and such said? I'm never gonna do that. Sorry. I'm always gonna play favorites with I'm always gonna play favorites with Black women. Sorry. And that's something you gotta accept if you want to come in the space. I'm not saying I'm gonna disrespect you or violate, but if I got to give somebody, if I got to bend to somebody, it's always gonna be the Black woman. Period. Sorry. It's just that simple. But anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. If you're a Black woman and you're listening to this, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are special. You are valuable. You are the bomb.com. And don't let nobody tell you otherwise. And I hope you have a great week. And I hope that you have a productive week. And I hope that anything that you are striving to get, that you get. And I know that you will get it because you are just that awesome and amazing. And I just want y'all to know that. And it's Black women all day, every day, 24/7, 365 days a year. It will always be that way for me. And I will always try to create these spaces that we can have dialogue. Even if we don't agree, we don't always have to agree on everything. We can have a debate back and forth. It doesn't matter. Just as long as we have a space where we Black women can express ourselves without judgment and knowing that we are number one, the priority here. Always. You guys will always be my priority. All right. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all later. And see you later, Camille, as well. Bye. Oh, and thanks, Curious. See ya.